Welcome students. This is a continuation of the video class that we did earlier, and that is to program to find frequencies of all elements of in a list. Okay. Now when I run this program, just previously we did. Now we enter any elements in a list, and let's say it's a comma I'm supposed to give. Then I repeat 23, I repeat 12, I repeat 12 again, then I give some other number, then I repeat 23 again. Okay, so or maybe 12 again. Okay, so what you see here is that it is the first, you can see that it's giving the frequencies of 12, which is 4. 4 times 12 occurs, but you also see that 12 will also be counted again here, and it's giving 3. That's because as I've explained, this 12 will be stored in element, and element will keep on checking whether it's equal to the next higher element in a list, okay, based on their indexes. Okay, so that's why hence you see here that it's giving 3, because when element will store 12, it will try to check with these other elements, and then it will find that 12 is again there. Okay, so that's how you will find 312 here. That's why you got 3. But again, element will store 12, and then it will start counting with these other elements, and then it will get there are 212. So that's why it's printing 2. And again, lastly, also you will see that it holds this, and since it's not equal to any, you don't have anything, it's giving 1. Okay, but actually when you find the frequencies of anything, okay, you've seen that this is more than enough. It's supposed to give 12. The frequency of 12 is 4. That's it. It's not supposed to show this again. Okay, 12 frequency is 3, then 2. Okay, so you don't want this. So I already told you to even solve. Okay, but okay, I just show here in this video how we can solve this program. Okay, but it's important that you understand how this goes in. Okay, so that you really understand the logic of a program. That actually the main logic is that you hold this number and you check with all the rest. You hold this number and you check with all the rest. Okay, so that is the logic. But we see this problem comes because when again that number is repeated, it will hold this number and it will check again. But 12 has already been checked. Okay, and you don't want it, okay, to be checked again, because I've already counted and I got 4. Okay, I don't want that it should count again and then give me 3. The same goes with 23 also. After it count with the rest of this, it got another 23 here. So actually you have 223, which you got the answer as 2. And but then you will see here again it is counting, because it's holding this 23 and it try to check with all the rest. Since there are no 23, so you have only 123. That's why it's printing again, which I don't want. Actually 12 also I finished. I got the frequency. 23 also I got 2. I don't want it to be repeated. Now how do we do this? Okay, so the logic behind this, okay, let me just explain how what we are going to do is we are going to store the moment after we check 12 with the rest. Okay, since we got 12 somewhere here, okay, it can be just 1 also, it can be 2, it can be 3, it can be more than 3, then 4, then 5. Okay, but the moment it has already crossed 1, okay, we will try not to count again. Okay, so for that what we're going to do is the moment it crossed that 1, we are going to store it in another list. Okay, and then every time we're going to check if it is in that list, that number, we are not going to count again. As simple as that. Okay, I repeat, we will store this 12 since it has crossed 1, so we will store it in a list, a different list. Now then, as we want to count again, when we come here or here, anywhere else in this list, we are going to check that that particular number is in that list or not. So in case of 12, if 12 we have stored in a list, another list, we will check If it is not there, if it is not there in that list, then only it will count. But if we have already, since we have already put 12 there, so if it is there in that list, we will not count anymore. So as simple as that. So for that, the slight changes we're going to make here. Okay, you'll see in this program. Just a minute, I'll just come in this one since we don't want this anymore. Okay, right? But of course we want this. So the changes, slight changes you will see in this program. Okay, what we are going to do is we are going to have another list, empty list. Okay, just the changes I'm going to explain here. And then what we're going to do is we are going to check if the element is here or not. First time this DUPL will be empty, so you will check if it's not there. So of course nothing is there, so first time it will go inside. So you understand, if this is true, then only these code will will be executed. So that hence first time this code will be executed, and yes, as I've explained the previous video, all the same thing is going to count and everything, right? So it's going to print the frequency as well, right? But suppose it is not equal to, it's not, this is false or true, okay, it will do it. But if it is false, it will not do it. It will not do the counting or anything. So this part also will never be implemented. Nothing will be done. Okay. So as I've said, the our intention is just to not to repeat the same number. So what we're going to do is, the moment this count in the first loop, when first loop, suppose it is equal to, in the first loop if it's equal to, then we also check this, if count is greater than 1, because it will keep on counting, right? So if suppose it's equal, as I've said, like 12 in this case, it will be equal to, right? So this 12 will be equal to this 12 when you reach here. So in this iteration, this will be true. So when it becomes true, this will increment. Now once it increments, then of course it's not going to go to the else part immediately. Okay, but of course the moment it finishes all this loop, then it comes to the this line. You see that this line also is inside this if statement. Okay, so it comes here, and then you are appending that. Append means what? You're putting that element, you see, and in our example it will put 12. You see, 12 is here, right? And then you're putting where? In the UPL, and we have already learned what is append. Append will just add that 12 in this list, and this list is empty, remember. Okay, but first thing first, which number will come? It will come, 12 will come inside this. Now in the next loop, when this while loop starts again, when the while loop starts again, you will see that it will come to this line. Of course, everything you'll assign again the element, okay, as the logic I've explained in the previous video. Then count, you can see it's equal to 1. And then you also check this. This is one addition for this in comparative, if you compare with the previous, this part is not there also. So if you check element, let's say, let's take an example of this case. Now when you reach here, okay, right, when you reach here, let's say this is 12 again, it gets stored in element, okay, then you make counts equal to 1, then 12 you're checking if 12 not in the UPL, but then the previous 12, as I've said, when we did the counting and everything, that 12 is more than 1, so it is inside the DUPL. You see, so if you see if 12 not in DUPL, it means what? False, no? Because 12 is there inside the UPL, you have already put in, so it is not going to do all this which is inside the if statement. Rather, it goes to the else part. You see the indentation, this else belongs to this if. So if this is false, it comes with the else, and else we just increment I for this loop. So I get incremented again. It goes to the next index. So the next index again, in this case, we have 12 again. Okay, so again it comes here, and again you check 12 not in DPL. No, 12 is there. So this is false again. Then it comes to the else part, and I will get incremented again. Then now LSTI will move to the next one, that is 78. Now when 78 comes, not in DPL, yes, it is not there, so it's true. So then I will get incremented, and you start checking 78 if it is equal with the rest, like that. Okay, but if it is there in DUPL, you're not going to check anymore. Hence now, if I run this, okay, if I run this, you will see that it will not be repeated like the previous one. So I'm going to give the same number, okay, 12, 23, then I give 45, then 23 again, then I give 12, then 12 again, then 78, then 12. Yeah, you see that it will not repeat again. And at the end, I've also printed this duplicate list which we have added, and you will see it's only 12 and 23 which will be there. Of course, I will omit this, will drop this. I'm just showing you just for an explanation. You see, the moment 12 becomes more than 1, it will be appended in this list. Okay, and you see here in this code, I have printed this UPL just to show you all. Okay, in the last line. Okay, so hence you get this. So you see that even 23 also will be more than 1. Hence 23 also will be stored in the UPL. But 45 is not more than 1, so it's not stored there. 78 also is not stored there. And the intention of this is just not to repeat that counting which happened up there. You see, this one and this one, the difference. Here you have 12 again repeated. You will keep on counting, but in this program it's not counting, it's not doing this anymore. Why? Because it is there in the UPL, and we have this statement here which asks if element not in the UPL, but 12 is there, so that's why it's not counting anymore. Hence you're not getting this another line like this again, 12 and 12 again. Okay, so 12 is counted as 4, so that's it. We have 4, 12, so that's it. It's showing just that part. Okay, that it is 4. Same thing with 23 also. If you look at this program, it is printing twice. First it's giving frequency 2, then frequency 1, which is actually incorrect. Okay, because it's not 123 in a list. There are 223 in this list, right? So it will be false. But you see in this next one, 23 is given only once, that is 2. Why? Because 23 also is appended in the UPL with this code here. Okay, if count is greater than 1, we put in this UPL, and hence then after that we check every time if it is not in UPL, because we don't want to check the numbers which is already in the UPL, because the one which is in the UPL is the one which is more than 1, which means we have already counted. Okay, so we don't want, so just this line, and of course this line you will need as an extra code so that this will not happen. Okay, that is the repetition like in this previous one. The 12 is repeated like this, and here only once. I hope you have understand. Of course, this video you please watch after you've watched the previous video. So thank you.